Archbishop John Sherrington, we're here at the Bishop's plenary meeting up in Hinsley Hall, and I know, of course, as bishops you've been discussing, unsurprisingly, the very difficult year we've had with regard to life issues, both in terms of the decriminalisation of abortion in the Crime and Policing Bill and, of course, the attempts to legalise assisted suicide. Now, both bills are in the House of Lords. We're coming up to the committee stage of the assisted suicide bill. What would you say this year has been like? Because we've had a lot of disappointments, but hope is not lost, is it?
Certainly hope has not been lost, but 2025 is marked by an assault on human life, both at its beginning and at the end. And that's why the bishops have spent time focusing on the two bills in the House of Lords at the present time, the terminally ill adults end of life bill and the crime and policing bill.
Now, in terms of both bills, we are encouraging the faithful to write to appear, aren't we?
Yes. So if we begin reflecting on the terminally ill adults end of life bill, at the present time there's a special committee looking at the bill, and then it will move into the proper committee stage. Many peers have indicated that they are unhappy with aspects of the bill and will be proposing amendments. So it's particularly important that members of the public, that people who have experienced caring for a terminally ill family member or those in the healthcare professions, write to the peers expressing their concerns, built on their own experience, about why this bill threatens human life and makes the life of those who are terminally ill more vulnerable. We're also very concerned that at the moment there's no exemption for any care homes or hospices, and therefore there's no exemption to give them freedom to avoid conformity with this bill. So I would like those involved in care homes and hospices who do not want to see this practice in their institutions to write to the peers on the same theme and making clear why they oppose it.
And the bishops are very together on this. It's been categorised over the last few years. It's a strong sign of unity, isn't it? Is that why we have this statement?
It certainly is. Many bishops in their own diocese have mobilised people, have encouraged them to write, have encouraged prayer, and we've seen a lot of bishop statements on this theme. So together, we think it's important to make a statement so that we can support people who are opposed to it, encourage them to pray at this time and to write to the peers, and when this bill goes back to the House of Commons, to again write to their MPs to oppose it.
And so, it has gone as far as the Lords, but all is not lost at this point, is it?
No, the third reading in the House of Commons was a reduced majority. The MPs understood more of the challenges of this bill. There were more concerns expressed. So there's been a reduction in the majority, and I think when it goes back again, there'll be further reduction. So it's still possible to ensure that this bill is defeated, and in principle the Catholic bishops do not agree with it and would want to protect life from conception through to natural death.
So when we talk about those concerns, to be clear, we are fundamentally opposed to this bill in any way, shape or form?
Certainly. In principle, we're opposed to it because of the dignity of human life and caring for life, expressing solidarity with those who are terminally ill, being close to those who are dying so that they can know compassion, care, solidarity, and the way in which life will come to a natural end, which is God's time, not our time.
Absolutely. And you do make that final point in the statement that you will continue to stand up for the dignity of all human life from conception to natural death. And with that in mind, we do have that clause, do we not, in the Crime and Policing Bill, clause 191, that you would seek to overturn?
Yes, the Crime and Policing Bill, there was the amendment in the House of Commons which decriminalised abortion up to birth in some circumstances. That is a very radical amendment, and again we would want to defeat that amendment so that the present framework remains, and indeed we continue to try to better protect the unborn child in the womb.
And so what will we say finally to those that say we don't have the required concern and care for women, and we don't have the required care and concern for those suffering at the end of life? What will we say to them?
I think the first point, particularly for those women, is that we have to address the conditions about why women choose abortion. That raises the question of violence against women, the way in which women can be exploited, the socio-economic conditions of women, and the financial support for those who have children. So there's many socio-economic reasons also to examine the situation that leads women to abortion, which all will recognise is a tragedy. It's always a tragic choice. And at the end of life, we have to keep ensuring that money is put into hospice care, and the governments recognise the importance of that. And the hospices do provide a holistic care of someone who's dying, addressing their emotional, psychological and spiritual needs.